What's up, gaming enthusiasts? Welcome back to channel, your go-to hub for all things gaming and tech. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of the gaming beast, the PlayStation 5. But hold on, we're not talking about the console itself. We're here to explore the best SSD to turbocharge your £5 experience in 2024. Number 5, WD Black SN850X. The 1TB WD Black SN850X is a high-performance PCI 4.0 SSD. Although outperformed by the Platinum P41, performance is near the top of the heap in practically every category. The Platinum P41 did not have an RGB heatsink as an option. Number 4, Kingston Fury Renegade SSD. The Kingston Fury Renegade excels in all areas and is certainly one of the finest SSDs for £5. This is due to the fact that this model, which has a specific heatsink to ensure compatibility with the console, provides great sequential performance that we haven't seen from many other drives at this price point. The Kingston Fury Renegade SSD is one of the most consistent and quickest Gen 4 drives I've ever tested. This updated model, which includes a £5 compliant heatsink, outperforms the competition in every way. The Renegade provides good sequential performance at a low cost. The Kingston Fury Renegade SSD is an exceptionally well-built NVMe drive as evidenced by the model's massive, sturdy heatsink. It has one of the greatest heatsinks I've seen on a Gen 4.0 drive, ranking alongside the superb Corsair MP600 Pro LPX and WD Black SN850 in terms of build quality. As much as I like the original's low-profile graphene heat spreader, the dedicated console-first heatsink here knocks it out of the water. Though it is unlikely that you will see the Kingston Fury Renegade SSD in action on the £5, the drive is visually appealing. If you've used any of the company's RAM kits in the past, you'll recognize the black and white angular branding on the front of this storage stick. The outstanding Phison E18 controller, which is best in class for Gen 4.0, powers the Kingston Fury Renegade SSD. With a high-end controller like this one, processing transfer speeds can be managed at a faster rate. This is combined with 2 GB of dedicated DRAM, 1 GB per TB of storage, which essentially works as the drive's short-term memory, making it faster overall than NVMe devices without DRAM, which are typically cheaper and slower. It's also paired with Micron 176 liters TLC NAND flash memory, which is a winning combo that we've seen in many popular NVMe drives like the Sabre Rocket 4 Plus and PNY XLR 8CS 3140. My former go-to within my £5 console and gaming PC was the latter. The Kingston Fury Renegade SSD also includes a 5-year limited warranty and a projected endurance rating of 500 TBW, 500 GB, 1000 TBW, 1 TB, 2000 TBW, 2 TB, and 4000 TBW, 4 TB. The entire quantity of data that the drive can be projected to write in its lifetime is expressed in TBW or terabytes written. In short, it will last for a very long period. Kingston claims that our 2 TB review unit would achieve sequential read and write rates of up to 7,300 megabytes/, which is exactly on the cusp of what Gen 4 SSDs can achieve. Lower capacity models have poorer read/write speeds, 7,300 megabytes/read, 3,900 megabytes/write, 500 gigabytes, and 7,300 megabytes/read, 6,000 megabytes/write, 1 TB. Number 3, Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade. The Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade is an excellent low-cost SSD for the £5. It is reasonably priced in comparison to its competitors and outperforms some of the flagship models in our assessment. During our tests, we discovered that this drive has a stunning sequential read speed of 6,384 megabytes/. The Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade's build quality is where the lower price becomes most obvious. While adequate, the low-profile heatsink isn't as robust as what you'll get on higher-end models. The most critical component in any SSD for £5 is performance, and the Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade is no wimp when it comes to speed. Some high-end titles such as Horizon, Forbidden West, and Death Stranding, Director's Cut, loaded faster on this £5 SSD than on the console's native storage. If you're on a limited budget, we believe the 1 TB model is a hard bargain given how fast it is. The Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade proves that low-cost £5 SSDs may outperform pricier options. Given the pricing, you can't ask for much more than outstanding sequential performance. The Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade's design is where compromises were made. This is due to the SSD's exposed controller and flash memory modules. The 5 pounds SSD heatsink is sold separately and has an adhesive coating that fuses to the plastic. This low-profile heatsink does not feel solid or durable, but it serves the job adequately when installed. The price of the drive also informs the controller selection. The Integrate IG 5236 is used in the Adata XPG Gamix S70 blade, which does not reach or exceed 7,000 megabytes like the popular Phison E18. This SSD, according to Adata, can reach read speeds of up to 6,300 megabytes within the 5 pounds and maximum write rates of up to 6,800 megabytes. While it isn't as spectacular as the Kingston Fury Renegade or the Seagate Firacuda 530 on paper, it doesn't have to be. That's amazing, but the Adata XPG Gamix S70 Blade's file transfer and loading times are even more so. The 99.69 gigabytes of internal storage in Horizon Forbidden West was transferred to the Gen 4.0 drive in 1 minute and 18 seconds, or 78 seconds. Smaller 5 pounds titles kept the trend going with Death Stranding, Director's Cut, 68.97 gigabytes, and Dead Space, 31.15 gigabytes, writing to the NVMe SSD in 53 and 28 seconds respectively. That's somewhat more than 1 gigabyte/sec, which is comparable to premium SSD alternatives. Number 2, Seagate Firacuda 530. In terms of the best SSDs for 5 pounds, the Seagate Firacuda 530 is a tough act to follow. It has a superb Phison E18 controller paired with 176-layer Micron TLC flash memory for performance that is hard to surpass, with read speeds of up to 7,300 megabytes/. In our tests, we discovered that this top-performing drive attains sequential read rates of 6,539 megabytes/, making it one of the fastest models available for the 5 pounds M2 port to this day. The Seagate Firacuda 530 was extremely pricey when it was released. While it is still expensive in the most expensive configurations, as are many Gen 4.0 drives, the cost of a new drive has dropped substantially over the years. As a result, the 1 TB model costs roughly $129/£103.99/AU $239.99, while the 2 TB model costs $239.99/£189/AU $414.78. What makes the Seagate Firacuda 530 stand out the most is its extremely high write endurance, a rough measure of how long an SSD should last with regular use. Expect roughly 1,275 TBW for 1 TB and 2,550 TBW for 2 TB, which is far greater than what you'll find on many 5 pounds SSDs. When combined with a great provided heatsink, you have a winning combination. The Seagate Firacuda 530 is a tremendously fast and, luckily, now more cheap 5 pounds SSD that can compete with newer variants on the market. Although it lacks raw statistics, performance is what counts most, making this Gen 4.0 NVMe SSD well worth considering for your console. The 1 TB Seagate Firacuda 530 review sample includes the 5 pounds SSD heatsink. Its thick aluminum all-around wrap securely encases the silicon and controller while allowing for optimal heat dissipation. It's also significant because the 5 pounds native M2 connector lacks passive cooling. While a touch thick and heavy, extra weight is great for keeping in place during installation and providing enough room after the cover is reinstalled. It's one of the most well-thought-out heatsinks I've seen on an NVMe SSD to date. The guarantee is 5 years, which is standard for NVMe SSDs, and the write endurance is slightly better than the competitors. It is available in capacities ranging from 640 TBW, 500 gigabytes, to 1,275 TBW, 1 TB, 2,550 TBW, 2 TB, and 5,100 TBW, 4 TB. That's also significantly higher than the WD Black SN 850 and PNY CS 3140. We don't often see stats this good, and it contributes to the durability of a drive that will be able to withstand a lengthy period of severe use. Number 1, Samsung 980 Pro. The Samsung 980 Pro is still a great 5 pounds SSD. This is due in great part to its well-designed heatsink and solid write endurance. If you're looking for an NVMe storage drive that can withstand a lot of abuse, the thick aluminum chassis of this model is strong enough to withstand some pretty heavy workloads. Just don't throw it out a window or anything, as it probably won't end well. Samsung claims that the Samsung 980 Pro can achieve sequential read speeds of up to 7,000 megabytes slash, and our testing revealed that this model got very near. Guys, our concludes our top 5 best SSD for £5 in 2024 list. All product links are in the description, which is updated with the lowest prices. Subscribe to our channel for more videos. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.